and Ibrahim, and I'm alone in the studio today. Do not forget that this is Hello at Work, a program that brings you trending issues on social media. I have my first story this morning. Yesterday we woke up with the sad news of the Niger State governor who actually escaped death narrowly. All right, we have this particular story of the story I took months back about a woman who actually is a lecturer and her husband a medical doctor. He happens to impregnate another woman, and he brought the woman home, asking his wife to actually take care of the woman or she should face the consequences, and he actually battered her and she ended up in the hospital. Now I have an update regarding to that particular story that reads, a pregnant mistress, my husband vowed to kill me and get away with it, says battered Ekiti lecturer. Now Dr. Adeni Olubi is the wife of the suspended chief medical director CMD of Ekiti State Specialist Hospital Ikere Ekiti, Dr. Ola Olubi. In the interview, the 44-year-old lecturer at Ekiti State University Ado Ekiti says through her marital troubles and how the constant beating she allegedly suffered from her husband affected her and the children, among other issues. Before that day, there have been issues. It involved one of the staff members in his private clinic whose employment I facilitated when the clinic needed someone. Like other staff members, she lived in the hospital's premises. When I got to know about their affair, I called his attention to it, but he said something else. He said whatever relationship existed between them was based on work. He also said the lady had someone with whom she was in a relationship with, but the person was based abroad. When I also got to know that the lady was pregnant, I called him and asked, but he wasn't straightforward with his answers. Now, nevertheless, I tried to manage the situation until I was being threatened and told to do certain things for the lady, which got me depressed. Now, in January this year, I informed the International Federation of Women Lawyers, FIDA, because there was domestic violence against me. However, I later withdrew the case due to the fact that I was trying to see how things will not affect him and his career. Later in the year, the situation got out of hand, especially when he told me to play with the lady and ensure I do things for her. Now, the situation affected me and the children, 3 boys of 14-year-old, 12-year-old, and the youngest 8. They all became emotionally unstable. Witnessing the violence inflicted on me really affected the children. It was at that time that I realized that my life was being threatened and I decided to leave with the children. Now, consequently, I filed for separation. Later, we agreed to settle out of court because I thought that things would get better, even though my siblings didn't support it. Nor did my parents. I went back because I didn't want to be stigmatized, and I also thought I would be able to cope with him. In October last year, I went back against all odds. The children weren't happy about it and didn't support my going back. But as children, they had no choice. We continued like that, managing the situation. Recently, there were issues of violence, especially threats that he would kill me. In fact, one incident happened where it was the first child who saved me. It was after that incident that I said, with the way the situation was unraveling, it would be better to find an escape route for myself so that it wouldn't result in my death. If the matter was being blown out of proportion, nobody is blowing the situation out of proportion. The day the last incident happened, I was narrowly saved from death. It was a stranger in the compound who called the police that came to my rescue and took me out of the house. When I was taken out, I was taken to the police station. When they saw the condition of my health, I was rushed to a private clinic where I was stabilized. During the incident, he squeezed my neck. Till now, I use a collar to guide the neck because of the fracture. The incident happened on September 14 when they wanted to discharge me. A week after, the following Saturday, they said I will use the collar the next week and be on bed rest for 6 weeks. I am still using the collar to date. Back then, I actually came up with this. We took this story here on this platform, and issues have been raised regarding that, and I'll keep saying it, and I'll say it now. There is no settlement. Do not settle for anything less than what you want. That is it. And do not think that, no, if a man that you are together with comes up with a particular habit, that he will change for the better. And do not even think that a woman brings up another habit into your relationship or into the marriage that should change for the better. If a man actually lays his hands on you, that is an issue of domestic violence. You are being threatened. He will kill you. And yet you think that this man can change? Really? If people do not want you close to them, there is no way they will accept you, no matter how good or how better you think you are at that particular moment. If someone is interested in you, he is interested in you. Be it you are ugly, be it you are beautiful, be it you are rich, be it you are poor. If a man is interested in you, a woman is interested in you, definitely she's interested in you. But if she's not, do not kill yourself for anything that doesn't value you. If you are not valued anywhere, stay away. Even in the midst of friends, I keep saying it. Anybody that doesn't take you as a priority, please don't even consider him as an option. Seriously, because he's not worth it. There's nothing in this world that is worth your life. Is it worth it? No. Your safety comes first before everything. If life has been threatened, issues of domestic violence have been trespassed. You have infringed into her right by bringing another woman without seeking her consent, and yet you are forcing her to actually do things to that particular second woman you brought in home without her own consent. And by refusing, by saying no, you think you can just wake up and just lay your hands on her anyhow. What are some people thinking about? If someone has considered you as a husband and she actually has 3 boys for you, the first one is 14, the second one is 12, and the little one you have is about 8 years. Yes, it's considered, I know. A lot of men will wake up in a particular day and tell you that they need a baby. Maybe after 10 years of you not giving birth or something, he'll now wake up and say, I need a small child in this house. I need to hear the cries of babies. Yes, if you sit down with your wife, she's understanding. She can consider you, definitely. When you sit and bring issues to the table, there is room for negotiation. When you negotiate, I don't think there's any trouble regarding that. No, there isn't. Because as far as I know, when you sit down with your partner and discuss issues, definitely you people will come to a certain level ground. There will be understanding between you both. But you actually beating your own wife in the front of your kids is not proper, it's not right. If you don't need anybody in your life, do not maltreat that person. Just tell that person to go. And if he refuses to go, then he's doing that at the detriment of his own life. Life, I think, is considered the most highest priority. There's nothing that you can compare it with your life. So like I said earlier, you don't need to settle for anything less than what you actually deserve. You don't need to. We are here in Nigeria dealing with issues of security, dealing with issues that had to do with banditry, terrorism all over the country. Why? Because we are scared of our own life. If you think something is happening to somebody over there and it's not your problem, definitely it's your problem. These particular issues are happening within our neighborhood. It's happening within our environment. It's happening within our backyards. Had it been the Good Samaritan who is their neighbor didn't actually intervene, this is not the issue we're talking about now. I think we've discussed these particular issues like 2 months, 3 months back. And yet, this woman, up to this minute, she is still using a collar to support her neck. Only God knows the way he strangled her. He even wished her to be dead at that particular morning, to show you how uninterested in her he is. Do not forget that you can join us on our Facebook live page at Unity FM TV Jors. Go to the comment section and drop your comment, you can view us live from Facebook Live at Unity FM TV Joes, and also drop your comment. The number for you to send in your text messages is 08037497127. 08037497127. The number for text messages are from those people who are actually coming from a very far location. Last week, during the course of the program, someone called from Nasarawa Kefi, and someone called from Dogwa in Kano State, and also in part of Kaduna, within the environs of Kaduna. If you cannot call us directly, you can send us a text message on the number 08037497127, 08037497127. Like I was saying, a lot have been happening. A lot of issues are happening, and if you go on social media, definitely you even get confused on the kind of issues you actually want to pick seriously. Now we have this particular issue also, and that has been on social media within our environments. That's missing genitals controversy rages, expert dismiss claims, jungle justice for accused persons. Some people on social media are calling that if those people are found wanting, they should actually, they deserve jungle justice. And I think we in Nigeria as a country, we are guided by a constitution. We have our laws and orders, and I think every Nigerian citizen, be you a Muslim, a Christian, an atheist, you know, a traditional worshipper, definitely is not above the law. So people should be actually careful on the way and manner they actually take judgments in their hands. We have police stations in and around our environment, wherever this particular issue happens. Here in Jos also, last month, before the issue of Dr. Noah Kekere about the organ harvest, it was on a rampant that you cannot walk into a compound and actually knock, or you say salam alaikum to them. Now, whenever you say that and anybody answers from within, his genitals will go missing. And I begin to wonder, I begin to think, how true is this? It's not something that this is something that particular is being taught in the Bible and the Quran. You can walk into a compound or a house without actually notifying the people of your presence. So do you mean that if you don't knock or you say salam alaikum to these particular people of that particular households, they'll just see you within their midst? How comes? Without any notification. And I think it's very, very wrong. This is something that wants us to go against the teachings of our holy books. And within the confines of some weeks, within the confines of a week or two, this story has actually vanished without you listening to people, without people even discussing about it. But we have been hearing issues like this happening in Bauchi State, like Bauchi State and Kano State. We have like 2 to 3 cases of missing genitals, and it has been on social media, and people actually are, you know, scared. Even if you happen to lose your way and you want to ask somebody within the confine of a particular street, you yourself, you are scared because of the meaning a lot of people will give to that particular action of yours. Like I always say, you can go to our Facebook page and view us live from there at Unity FM TV Joes, and also send us a text message on the number 08037497127, 08037497127. You can also go to our Facebook Live, like I said, at Unity FM TV Joes. Drop your comments, and I'll read your comments directly on the program. Now we have this issue that says, cry of the rich, luxury houses turned to rubble as Lagos demolishes buildings on drainage channels. Now, Mr. Salah Kadi watched in pain on Wednesday as his 55 million naira semi-detached duplex was reduced to rubble by the tax of the Lagos State Ministry of Environment. His was one of the buildings being demolished by the government for building on drainage channel in the Ikota area of the state. In a few minutes, his investment that had barely lasted 2 years was gone in a twinkle of his eye. Excuse me. As the blade of the bulldozer touched the roof of his building that morning, Akade held his chest and shook his head in disbelief. And I quote, he said, "I could not believe it was happening." He told our correspondent in an interview, "It was not even up to 2 years that I bought the property, and now it has been brought to the ground. No one in my shoes would be happy losing over 55 million naira, and other charges I've paid on the property. It's still like a dream." He said when he heard about the planned demolition from a neighbor a few days earlier, he didn't know how to relay the sad news to his family, who have been savoring the moment. Asked what motivated him to buy the property, he said towards the end of 2021, he felt the need to buy a property in Lagos and that he didn't hesitate when he got a good offer from the developers of Venus Homes, Phase 1, Ikota GRA, and the nod of his lawyer, whom he involved from the onset. He noted further, the builders made it clear that everything was up to date, and I believed them because there were other people before us. That was my undoing. Even when I went to the Ministry of Environment and Fiscal Planning, they did not imply that there was a problem. Now, at the time, the building was not completed. I went there once to check, and there were no signs that the building was marked for demolition. The Lagos State government will not say they were not aware. I paid for the property and moved in until I heard from a neighbor 2 days to the planned demolition that my house and others in the area would be pulled down. He said he later realized the state government has given its final notice of demolition, and they had to move all the valuables they could till the bulldozers arrived at the site. He said when he cited the Commissioner for Environment, Mr. Tokumbo Wahab, and approached him to plead for leniency, Wahab made it clear that no house on the drainage channel or the slabs or setbacks will be spared. He noted that was when I learned that government officials had come in 2020 to warn the developers and some occupants to stop work and vacate the property, but they refused. It was during the demolition that I heard about a lot of things. I heard some government officials came and had an understanding with the residents to carry out some corrective measures, but they failed to do it. Look at the way they have rendered people homeless. I didn't think any builder will erect such buildings without an approval from the ministry. I think what happened was a kind of encroachment, but not all the buildings encroach on the channel. While calling on the builders to speak on whether or not they got approval from the ministry, Akade said the commissioner told them that residents should be the ones to compensate the government. Okay? Told them that residents should be the one to compensate the government instead of the government to actually compensate the residents. Okay. What do you think about the decision of the Lagos State who actually, set some buildings down because they actually are on a drainage, they built on a particular drainage channel? Now, one of the occupants of the area, that's Phase 1 Ikota, actually says that he followed due process. He actually went to the Ministry of Education to do one or two things. Why didn't they actually tell him that that particular land he bought is actually laid on a drainage channel? They didn't actually tell him, and he spent 55 million naira to erect that particular building. What is your take on this particular decision of the Lagos State government? As you heard, the government are saying that the residents are the one who are actually going to compensate the governor rather than the government actually compensating the residents. I'll go on a musical and commercial break. I'll get back. Do not forget that you can view us live on our Facebook page at Unity FM TV. Just drop your comments and I'll take your comments directly on the program. You can also send your text message on the number 08037497127, 08037497127. Do not go anywhere. I'll be right back.
what? Stay calm, keep hustling, and live life to the fullest.
Pay attention, it starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. Some love. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Unity TV.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was saying things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Unity. Unity. Unity TV. Unity. Attention, it starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. Some love. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail.
War against drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
It's Unity TV, and the program is Hello at Work, a program that brings you trending issues on social media. We've discussed about the first story we took was about a woman who was actually battered by her husband because he actually impregnated one of his mistress, and he brought the mistress home, telling the said wife to actually take care of that particular mistress. And when she refused, he actually strangled her neck until people actually came in and intervened, and the police had to rescue her. For like 3 months now, she has been using a collar to actually support her neck. And the second story we took about the issue of the government of Lagos State demolishing buildings that are actually built on drainage, and one of the occupants who actually lost he erected the building, his house that was demolished, at the rate of 55 million naira, and the government is saying that the residents are the ones to actually compensate the Lagos State government rather than the Lagos State government compensating the residents. So what's your take on this particular issue? Now on our Facebook Live, like I told you, you can go there, view us, and drop your comment at Unity Radio FM TV Joes. We have this one. Ifeanyi Chuku Goodness Michael, he says, I love Unity FM and I love the program. Thank you so much. And Dangarba says, you're welcome. Okay, thank you so much. Asmao Bello says, keep up the good work. Thank you so much, Asmao Bello. And I have text messages or saying, good morning, Malamaruk Ayesani Ibrahim. Thank you for the joy you are giving us on this particular program, this global station Unity FM. Thank you so much. Thank you, the presenter, and thank you also to the listeners. We wish you all the best. I am Murtala Suleiman Yayu from Dadinkowa. Thank you so much, Murtala Suleiman Yayu in Dadinkowa. The number for you to actually call us in is 070-3235-3315. 070-3235-3315. Callers, and we'll get to hear your comment on the particular issues. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Ripaya.
Morning, Muafa Kudus from Dogong Agogo. Welcome on board.
Thank you very much. Good morning to each and everyone listening and watching. I'm watching live and direct. It's an intensive program.
Thank you so much.
I want to comment and talk about those houses that were demolished by the government. Because it's better to use the resources to prevent them. The resources will be used because the money of prevention is very less than the money of what? Reducing the hardship people get into. We worry and so that since I was a child, I knew very clear that water never forgets its way. It always comes back to the same way. The people we should take the precaution method than taking what we call or reduce the hardship when it started, will never go away. And secondly, on the issue of the woman that I got to you, are talking about what she has done, the kind of domestic violence and this and that. Sometimes I'm still calling that the people that beat in the ground, I know you want to say, why are you not ashamed that in the morning you beat the woman like a donkey are created just to make us to have a career without self-confidence, that you have a kind of self-satisfaction, then use them as like a word today. I'm calling the men, women, the same thing that you're looking for the husband that is quality at this. Anything that beginning must have an end. If you are still going married for just a one person has, definitely one day that will not be there. Even when we say that everybody are thinking, let me marry him because of this. One day that thing that you are thinking will not be there. I'm not the money will go away, but the person that owns the money will leave. And maybe when you leave, you are not going to enjoy the same way that you enjoy when you are together with him. Let's do everything with the think carefully and think of how we have to be the precaution. God bless you and God bless Nigeria.
Amen. Thank you so much. More for Kudus from Dogon Agogo. Prevention is better than cure. You know, when actually, if the building is not demolished, it will actually demolish itself and lives will be lost, which is irreplaceable. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Lucas.
Morning.
Musa calling you from Hong.
All right, Musa Kekalu, welcome on board. Go ahead.
Thank you. You see, talking about the demolition of illegal structure on the waterway in Lagos.
Yes.
These are the level of what we are talking about. The institution that is not being certain. Corruption has led us to, where are the government before buying the land? Before even the position up to the finishing the time. You see, you came and you said you have come to warn them and you put a stop to it. Why don't you go on and do it at the earlier stage, waiting for the finishing time? This man has been a victim of what he doesn't know. Whether we like it or not, you see, government is saying that he should come for they are the ones to compensate the government. These are the kind of country we find ourselves. We need the institution to be open to it. In a system that where anybody comes, we continue from where other person stuff, not waiting for anything to happen. That is the system we are finding ourselves. This issue of coming to the Angbadi and to as we are saying. You see somebody sitting on the waterway, living in Angbadi, then people will come and put stop work. Before you know it, anything you know, you finish the work and start living on it. And you staying in Angbadi, if you go to liking the game, at the end of the day, that person will stand you as an enemy. These are the situation we find ourselves. Whether we like it or not, we won't stop, we won't do that institution rather than building an individual. If this man this morning he needs to buy this property, it's a foreign one. Don't you think if he has no any other means, can go and commit suicide, do any other thing? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Musa Aike Kalo. He's actually a victim of circumstances because he wasn't aware of the actual warning issued. And he actually went to the Ministry of Education. I think the Ministry of Environment, I beg your pardon. I think that is where he got it all wrong because nobody actually informed him of the development. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, you can still call us back on the number 07032353315, 07032353315. You can actually send us a text on the number 08037497127, 08037497127. You can go to our Facebook page at Unity FM, Unity Radio FM TV Jaws, and view us live and also drop your comment. Like Musa Kekalu actually said, you know, if this man is not actually he doesn't have that strong faith, honestly speaking, he might commit suicide because with the current situation of the economy is already harsh, and you just lost the sum of 55 million naira. You know, yes, definitely what the government did was a good thing, but he was a victim of circumstances. He was just a victim because he wasn't aware. Had it been he was aware that this particular land has been, you know, has been termed, you know, do not build on it or issues like that, then definitely he wouldn't actually come up with the issue of building. You can call us on the number again, 07032353315, 07032353315. You can send us a text on the number 08037497127. 08037497127. Hello? Hello? All right, I lost the caller. You can call back on the number on your screen, which is 07032353315. 07032353315. What do you think about the issues of discourse? And I still we want our callers to actually call and give their own take on the particular issue of a woman who has been battered by her husband. He's been unfaithful, married to her, and yet instead of apologizing, he gave her the beating of her life. For almost 3 months now, she has been struggling to regain her conscience and also support herself by using a collar to support her neck. That thing that is being used to wrap the neck, or you can see some people walking about with that supportive it's called a collar to actually support their neck if they have issues with the neck entirely. And issues of the commissioner saying that the residents are the ones to compensate the Lagos state government. Do you think it's possible? I don't think it's possible, because I just lost and the government didn't lose anything. Or did they? No, they didn't. Because we thank God that no lives has been lost, because the buildings were encroached down. It wasn't like it collapsed on its own and lives were lost. Do you think it's possible that the residents will actually compensate the government after losing such humongous amount of money? Call us back again on the number 07032353315. 07032353315, or better still, send us a text on the number 08037497127. 08037497127. Go to our Facebook page at Unity Radio FM TV Joes, view us live and drop your comment, and I'll take your comment directly on the program. Hello, good morning. Hello. All right, I lost this particular caller also. So in whatever situation you find yourself, be it within the confines of your environment, I urge each and everybody to actually be peaceful and stay peaceful, and also preach peace. In regards that you might find some people doing some things that are wrong, and you as a good Samaritan will decide to walk up to that particular set of people and talk some sense to them. Like Musa Ikekalu said, they might actually look back at you and view you as the enemy, which is very, very wrong. If you are doing things and you do not have anybody that will correct you, I don't think what that thing you are doing, that action of yours, is actually on the right path. Yes, because whatever you are doing, you need advisors. Why do politicians need advisors? Because they are the ones that when they see you going off track, they will bring you back on track. So if you are I know I'm alone, I'm living my life alone, you think you are doing the best for yourself. No, you are not doing the best for yourself. People always tell that follow your heart, follow your heart. At times, the heart leads us to do things that will actually come back and regret. I'm sorry, today I'm having some cold. I keep coughing, and I'm sincerely sorry for that. So, they are the people that can actually call you back on track in whatever you are doing. I always say it here. You need to be peaceful with yourself before you can be at peace with others. If you, within the confines of yourself, within you, you are not at peace with yourself, then tell me how you can extend the hands of being peaceful to other people. Set that example with yourself. Then you can go to the next person and change him for the better. Be that change you want to see in other people. Be it yourself. If you do that, you don't need to even talk much, because action, they say, speaks louder than voice. People might look at the action and say, wow, this person, no, he's a very calm person, he's quiet, he's gentle, he's very kind-hearted, he's a good Samaritan, he's this, he's that, he's that. People give you that recommendation based on what they see. They see your actions, they see you go in, they see you go out, you do this, you do that. This man that actually battered his wife, he has 3 boys. That thing he deliberately did to their mother will actually haunt the boys. And some of them might learn from it. That action he actually did might make some of them to be bitter to their wives in the future. And that particular action can be used against them. He is so, the son of so, who actually did so and so. I keep saying it. Before you actually do something, look around you. You have family. You have children. And what will be the consequences of that your particular action you are about to do at the moment? If you weigh the repercussion, you weigh the effect, then you look at it. Are you at the winning or at the losing end? There is nothing that can be solved by negotiation and also understanding your partner. A lot of people that you see have been traumatized. They come from a broken home. You wouldn't want yourself or any of the people you call your own to actually wake up or grow in a broken family. It's very, very heartbreaking, to be candid. It's very, very heartbreaking to wake up and just your parents are no longer together. The home you grow up with love, happiness, laughter, joy everywhere, and you wake up and mom is not there, dad is not there, or they are together but you're keeping malice. Nobody's willing to talk to the other. So the kids are the ones that are left to actually suffer the consequences of the parents' action. This is where I'll draw the curtain of the program Hello at Work, a program that brings you trending issues on social media. I say a big thank you to you, my listener out there. Without you, I wouldn't be here. And those of you who actually find our time, like Suleiman Yayu in that Inkowa, to send us a text, and those who actually went to our Facebook live page to comment on the issues we have discussed so far, like people like Ifani Chuku, Goodness Markel, a big thank you. Dangarba, thank you so much. Asmao Bello, we say a big thank you. And to Muafa Kudus and Musa Aike Kalu that called us, I say a big thank you. Without you, I wouldn't be here. I remain Rukayet Sani Ibrahim, and I say you keep a date with us. Same time, same station. Do not go anywhere. Keep enjoying Unity TV.
Hello at work. Stay calm, keep hustling, and live life to the fullest.